Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Raven your GS.
Jay, one third of the Cyber Nerds.
And welcome back to another episode discussion of Andor. Today we have episode 5. And as always, as usual, if you haven't done so, support us by subscribing to the channel. And you can always watch the full watch along to this over at patreon.com/the Cyber Nerds under the Sith Academy tier. So without further ado, what are you man saying about today's episode? Hey, what's good fam? If you enjoyed this video, check out our TCN community where you will get private Discord access to join us in chatting about all things movies and trailers, participating in our debates, and even submit your requests on which ones we watch. You also get access to our full movies, animes, and series reactions, so don't miss out. The link to join the community will be pinned comment.
It's interesting because I really like today's episode, but it's mad because I think the pacing of the show in general kind of forces you into liking this episode because there's stuff that's going on here that could have been peppered a little bit earlier, just in terms of being at the camp with Cassian and that and the team, like just learning more about them. But they give it to us all here in a way where they're setting up for the heist. I like that, and we're also resetting General Ginger, what he's doing. You get me? So I'm here with that, fam. So I thought it was a good episode. We just learnt more about the characters. I'm here for it, fam.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about last episode, about the camp and the dynamics between characters and stuff like that. And they definitely gave us this episode, and obviously character building, what everybody's on, what everybody's like skill wise and stuff like that, like super sick. I really like the kid with the red hat. It reminded me of the kid from The Matrix, the one that creates the woman in red.
Oh, okay,
kind of thing.
Mouse.
That's it, Mouse. Yeah. So I kind of really like the way he was just spitting everything out, because like he's just so into that kind of stuff.
I think he reminded me of like a millennial, fam. I think that's why they really put him in there like that. Like he's a younger kid who is so plugged into like the narrative, though this, that. Like he's talking about the technology, then he's talking about the diary, and he's talking about how they're both exactly the same thing, but it's so miles apart in terms of like technology and what's going on. And I just like his analytical brain, and it's probably gonna hurt when he gets killed, isn't it? Because he's definitely dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He loves that.
Bro, everyone in this camp is finished, bro.
Oh yeah, well there's that too.
Yeah.
But I hope when that happens, Andor runs. Now it's mad because obviously Andor's our protagonist, but he's got to do something
cruddy.
It's not even just cruddy, it's almost like borderline unredeemable. Do you know what I'm saying? Borderline. Because to go through all of this acceptance at the camp and then to still be in a situation where he's like, cutting is the best thing for me. That's the guy that I am aware of, innit? So that's what I want to see, even though it's gonna be painful to even see that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see in Rogue One, yeah, when he's at the alleyway.
Spoilers.
And
spoilers.
he meets up the guy that gives him more information than he marks him. So like you saying that kind of like makes me think like, raw. If is this the first situation? Because obviously he's used to working by himself. This is the first time he finds himself with a team. Is this gonna be like that first time when he's like, well, gonna have to do it?
I mean, for me, when I watch this, I'm like, they've made Andor way softer here than I would expect him to be. So, I mean, that's why I'm saying like the thing I'm expecting to happen has to be drastic. Because to see that guy in the alleyway come from this guy who's killing an unarmed civilian who's giving man intel to protect himself, that's a long way. So something's got to happen, do you know? So something mad's kind of got to happen for me to make it make sense.
I hear you on that. What you got? You're awful quiet today. What's going on?
I just like to hear you guys' insight on just everything. So obviously, I was thinking the same thing about Andor. Obviously, his self-interest and how that conflict is now having with the camp, where it's like everyone keeps questioning him. It's like, why are you really here? We don't know anything about you. You're keeping everything closed-minded. Where it's now the opposite, which I do like, where everyone's opening up to him. I do like the guy that he was talking to him about himself, about the reason why he's fighting for or against the rebellions, because his brother, they came to him as a farmer, he wasn't doing anything but they weren't leaving him alone. So that's why he's fighting against them. And that was his apology. But the way he was always on Andor, I was like, rah, like he's just constantly going through man's stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously trying to get some kind of information.
Right.
So when he saw the gun, it's like, you got this gun here, but this one's definitely like an official gun.
Right.
How do you get that?
Right.
I said, I don't know no name or nothing. So I was like,
That
there, if something was to go down, it might be between them two.
Yeah.
Because one, the apology was, you hear man's backstory, like, and then it was like, I'll take as much as I can get.
Yeah.
But it's got to be real dicey.
Yeah, I'm not taking these kind of things like for face value like that with these man, because it's crazy. And what I really enjoyed about the show, even the scene where the TIE fighter flies over, encapsulates the whole show. It's like the stakes are actually so high, but we're actually dealing with so little in compared to how much we usually deal with in Star Wars. Like usually in Star Wars, the fate of the galaxy is at hand. Today, one TIE fighter can finish everything. Do you get what I'm saying? And I like that. But with that situation, it's like, we're both spies, we're both going into high pressure situations, and tensions are already high at home. So, I understand that guy, bruv. I understand why he's, like, it's still, bruv, you shouldn't be going through man's stuff. He is violating, but at the same time, we're going into a situation where it's like, fam, I need to know everything. And that's why even Andor, in the episode's like, listen, I'm getting paid. Because it's not worth the dissent in the team to go into the mission like that. Listen, I'd rather be up front. You man know, hey, look, everyone's cards on the table. Let's go and see what happens. Because even in that situation, it's still going to get peak. Do you know what I'm saying? So we might as well all know. So that conflict, I think it's over. But between them two. But I think something else is going to happen, bro. Like even the other general, so the black brother. I'm more concerned about that guy than the other guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Because his whole you gotta follow my orders, make sure, and it's like, bruv, Andor's not followed your orders since he's been here. So why are we questioning this here? That means for me, when we get to the mission, you may be questioning a logic that doesn't need to be questioned as well. As a captain, that's the wrong.
So is that ego then?
I don't know if it's it, bro. It might be. It might not be.
I think it is.
The thing is, for me, it's like, when I see this, it's like, I have not seen it be ego. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just ignorance, bruv. Like, them man didn't know to what they had to do to get the ship. So it's like, all you can do is ask the question.
Right.
So maybe even that's why he's asking the question, will you listen to me? But at the same time, it's like, it all boils down to the same thing. Whether it's ego, ignorance, whatever, there's going to be a hiccup because of this thought process at some point, and it's gonna be costly. Do you know what I'm saying?
The reason why I think it plays on his ego is because when they're having a meeting with the leader as well, and she's asking him, how would you do this? And Cassian like clocks straight away like, bro, you man don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, you don't know how you pull out the platform and everything. And his response towards the end is that, I was just testing you, kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Almost like making an excuse to why they couldn't answer his questions when Andor's just over here shelling. So to me, it's like Andor knows more than he does, and he's the guy who's running that section with this team. So Andor, which is a stranger, which no one knows anything about, comes in, peppers them up. Like in a way, he did flame them, like in that little meeting. So now he's like, shoot, like I'm not the guy. So that's why I feel like he's like, are you gonna follow my orders?
I'm 100% not getting all that energy from my man.
Right.
It's like he's not flaring up. He's not being aggressive with it. He's just more so just protect. Like, he's just asking the question, fam. You get me? So like for me, it doesn't have to be ego. And like I said, I don't feel like they're pushing his ego. It's more so it's just like, and I don't even like, Andor did flame him in the meeting, but for me, it's like they're being defensive in just not taking what he's saying. Like, we've brought a new member of the team. They have information. Like, just listening to him isn't gonna hurt anybody, and it also doesn't bring down anybody's status. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bruv, if you listen to the 12th man on the bench as the star player, it doesn't make you less of a star player. It makes you a better star player. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and a better teammate and a better listener or whatever. So I just think it's weird. Like, even him pulling the gun or him putting the gun to Andor.
Yeah.
in the situation where they were having a standoff, I thought was wild. Because I'm like, bro, firstly, you're standing behind man with the gun. And secondly, this is a squabble that doesn't need to be, like, no third party needs to get involved. Yeah. And the third party that was getting involved is the leader already. And you're second in command, putting guns behind man's back. That's...
Yeah, so isn't that adding up to what you're saying then?
What?
First the meeting, then the whole marching thing.
In the defense of him, he's defending the team.
Well,
in the marching thing,
yeah.
he's not defending the team.
Yeah, like
he's like, why?
Yeah, why would you know? And then
that's a good question to ask.
Right.
Because let's say Andor's not there now, then man no. So it's not the asking the question, it's the different situations. The pulling the gun from behind man's back, I'm like, if Andor does shoot man, you've kind of got to kill Andor in that situation. But I wouldn't say you pull the gun on Andor from behind his back. That's where my logic here is diverging on the you.
Right, but on the marching situation, when Andor asked him to change the formation, didn't he challenge him instead of asking him questions?
He tried to cut it off.
Yeah, he cut it off. Like, he tried to shut him down.
Yeah. But the girl was like, no, we want to know why.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm like saying to your point. It's like, now that we're talking about it now, it's all starting to add up that he might be the more fishy one.
But I said that from the bit.
No,
that's what, because
I'm agreeing with you now because now it's like, he might be able to be on watch.
Because the thing, I mean, he could be on watch, but for me, it's like he's second in command. That's it. Like for me, like as Andor, not I really wouldn't be engaging with him, and Andor's not trying to engage with him. Andor's only really engaging with the leader. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, there's where my red flags would be, and not with the other you. No, that's me.
So it's fair to say that then the issue stems from the leader not being transparent with her second in command, then, because he's in the dark, not knowing what going on.
I think he's always there.
Nah, bruv, he's always there, bruv.
Yeah, it's him.
The black
it's
guy.
It's bruv, because it's like, one, as a second in command, bro, you don't need to know everything. And secondly, bruv, why are you trying to reprimand people when that's not your job, bro? Like, let the leader do her job, and she continually is reprimanding Andor, no matter what happens, bruv. Whether it's about the girlfriend situation, whether it's about how man's moving in the camp, she's there, so he can just relax. He's doing too much. But they've put it in there so subtly, and in situations where he might be right here, this one's a bit fishy. Like they've peppered that in nicely, and that's what I liked a lot about the episode, because when you was like, oh, the other guy's the mole, in my head I was like, that's not the guy I'd be paying attention to.
The
guy who put a knife to Endor's neck.
Yeah.
I'm like, if he had to, he would.
I wouldn't be worried about him because he's loud. Yeah. He is gonna, bruv, when he's got an issue, he's coming to you. So, bruv, you ain't got to worry about that guy.
Yeah.
You have to worry about the brother who's just saying stuff in the back, moving. What are you doing over there, bruv? You know what I'm saying? That's me. So, yeah, bro, I love the episode's funny. As we're talking about it, I'm loving it even more, bruv, because all these levels were sick in the episode, the way they just put it in, fam.
No, this was what missing was the previous episode. Was like, why aren't these men moving like that?
And we was questioning those things.
Moving like that. So I'm glad this is here.
It's definitely the pacing issue. No, man, like I totally agree. Like this episode, like every scene kind of put man on the edge. Like it was like the stakes were being risen every time something happened. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with the guy, the guy that put the knife to Andor's throat. Like his whole energy, I feel like him and Andor have the most in common out of everyone. That's why he's always on the edge when it comes to Andor, kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like him, even like at the beginning when he's showing his tattoos, like, I clocked that you peeped my tat. So clearly you know what I'm from, kind of thing. So I feel like those two characters have most in common than anyone else. The whole what's the other guy? The one that got dismissed from his post.
General Ginger.
His whole thing, I see like his thing is like brewing up. Like just seeing him at the table, he's going back home to his mom. Obviously, mom's over here peeping in his ear. Like she mentioned uncle or something. Man needs to know who the uncle is. Like how this gonna play out, because this whole thing with the pacing. Like how many episodes have we got?
What, together?
Altogether.
I think it's like 12.
12. Oh, okay. So we still got time to go into, but I just feel like us not getting him last episode, and today he's back, and we're setting him up again. like I want to see more from this guy because I really like his motivations and like how he perceives things. But him being absent last episode and then this episode, kind of like, okay, we're building him up again. I'm not sure if they're handling him properly because
really?
because I want to see him more, I guess.
I think it's fine. Like he's no longer at the forefront because he's been removed. So it's like we're gonna now find out why he acts the way he does.
Yeah.
His relationship with his mom is very important because she's trying to build up to something, expectations I don't think like he's trying to reach.
Right.
But at the same time, he knows his own ambitions.
Right.
And now his motivations is Andor and the crimes that have been committed within his precinct or something.
Right. Yeah. But
so I find that kind of conflict for me is interesting.
No, it is.
Yeah, but
I just
that's
want
not the forefront right now because, like I said, I'm glad the episode is the way it is because they're now trying to lead us into this espionage mission.
Right.
And like we've got 12 episodes, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that's
got to put that stuff on the back burner,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But that's why I asked how many episodes we have.
Yeah, so
because I really want to get into. No, I like how they handled him here,
Mm.
but my whole thing is like, because last episode we didn't get him. I want to know like how far we're gonna take this guy, and that's why I asked how many episodes we have so we can spend more time with him and see his journey.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think the way they've set it up sick because the next episode, let's say, is what, episode 6?
Yeah.
Episode 6, let's say that's midway through the season. You pretty much put the heist there, and this episode you had Mon Mothra's thing and you had General Ginger's thing sidelined, but we were following it.
Yeah.
I bet you them two things converge
That's better
on
as
each.
well.
Yeah,
Right.
them two things are gonna converge while this mission gets complete, and then Andor's gonna come out of this, and it's almost like a brand new season again,
it, yeah.
where the guy we met from episodes 1, 2 is now hunting man, and
On
there's
second
that,
season?
and there's on this season,
Still this season.
yeah, on this season, and then you throw in the other general, the black guy who was having beef inside the base with the other captain who's like, it's too random to be random. They've got a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
Yeah.
they're
yes.
gonna become like a little trio.
Bruv,
kind of
all
thing.
of that stuff there, even that guy, General Ginger, ending up with, you see the chick who said it's too, or the team, it's too random to be random.
Yeah.
If he ends up on that unit,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
woo!
I can't wait for that.
Fire,
That's definitely
bruv.
gonna happen.
Fire, bruv.
That's where it's meant to be. You can tell.
Fire.
That's why I wanted.
Bruv, that's why I want to know who the uncle is, because it's like, when you find out the uncle, I would love the uncle to be someone we know. Like, let's say Tarkin, let's say Krennic. But they're not in it. They're just like, yo, I made a phone call for you, show up at this place, boom. When he shows up, he's at that camp, he's you know what I'm saying? He's a little officer there. And then it's like, yo, I've been researching the same thing. It's definitely not random.
There you go.
And that's when it sets off, bro.
That's one thing I like as well, because obviously with the mum calling the favor, and like you just mentioned, if he just comes in for a favor and he just got dismissed off some basic thing,
Yep.
you know how everybody feels some type of way about everyone's like career path. It's gonna be like, raw, like what uncle's kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, you just got here. Now the energy that they already have for that general woman is also gonna be onto him, and if he's on her team, it's like everyone's gonna hate that little squad kind of thing. It's mad. What you man rating this episode?
I'm good with a 4, man. Like, I like, bruv, I really enjoyed the episode, even for like no action, bare dialogue, resetting the scene. Like, it's mad. Yeah, man. It feels like it's building up to a scene. Like, if you told me this was the penultimate episode of a season finale, I'll be like, I feel the energy in it. They got the energy correct, fam. I'm 4.
Yeah, I'm definitely with a 4. Like, this just felt like the calm before the storm, but the gusts already there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's on the edge, on every single angle. Like, they went through every single character. It's a solid 4 for me.
Yeah, I'll say a 4 as well. Like, the only thing I like about this the most is just the character development, which I thought was absent from the previous episode. I mean, like, every single character. I like the woman in the house with the whole riches and whatever. Dive into that, dive into like a tour of a relationship and a husband. Like, no one likes each other in that house, so I like to see what that boils down to. Just like you're saying, the Empire, what they're doing over there, like, everyone feels like they're getting their piece, even if it's like 5 minutes or like 20 minutes. So yeah, man, definitely a 4 for
and
me.
even just throwing in the guy who hired Andor, just 2 seconds showing that man's concerned about this whole thing. Him questioning himself, his assistant be like, yo, this is what you wanted, not everything's perfect. that was perfect for me. Like there was 2 seconds with him. But that is that for this week of Andor. Do jump in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts on this episode, what you like, what you didn't like, and what you're looking forward to. And on that note, we shall see you next week. I'm Raven, your GS.
Sam, Mr. Blitzster.
J1 further the Cyber Nerds.
Peace.